So my main priority right now, because we're just coming out of winter, it's a northern climate, is keeping warm. And the way I've approached this is that I actually have, it's kind of like a barn tent, and then at least that's what I had intended it for. I was gonna have an organic garden here and use this as my barn. And so inside of that I've put another tent, and then inside of that I've put another tent, because I'm basically just working with what I have. I sort of pulled this all together really short notice, and currently it takes something like 3 or 4 weeks to get anything from Amazon. So yeah, I'll show you what I've done. But the other thing is that I wait until it's sort of warmed up until I leave the tent. Otherwise I let out all of the warm air that's been created by my body heat, which is sort of more complicated than it sounds, because I kind of have to time when I stop drinking water in the day. But I also have to stay hydrated. So the first thing that I do when I wake up is that I'll have some water, just because I don't want to get dehydrated, but I won't have a whole lot of water until I'm ready to actually leave the tent. Because I don't want to have to be going in and out to use the washroom. So yeah, I'll just show you the whole layered system that I threw together. So this is the sort of airlock system that I've created, and what you'll see is that I open this up, and it kind of serves two purposes. It keeps the heat in, but it also gives me a little bit of space to store things that isn't in my sleeping area. And also there's a lot of mosquitoes and spiders and snakes and coyotes and deer, which is nice, and birds and just all sorts of creatures that I'd rather not get into my tent. So it's a bit of a security, and it's a bit of keeping pests out. There's also mice, and so keeps the warmth in, and yeah, it gives me that bit of an airlock system and storage area. And ordinarily I would just zip up the door behind me before I go out, but it's a little bit hard to film, so I'm just gonna show you. And then it just opens up into the larger tent, and I've got a commode that I'm using as a composting toilet, and then yeah, it just goes out to this larger tent. So once I've secured the tent back up, it's really hard to do one-handed, then I can just go outside. And as you'll see, I was working on building a tiny house, and I've got a tarp here, which also had sort of a double purpose. So it was meant to keep the wood dry, which unfortunately isn't completely being effective because it got placed in the wrong area, and it's actually too heavy for me to move on my own. So, but I'm going to try anyway. It's treated wood for ground contact, so it's and it's freshly made, so it's extra heavy. So anyway, I was thinking that I would use this tent as a water catchment system. And I'll show you why that's not going to work out. Yeah, gross. So, at the very least, I am able to use it if I need to have a campfire and I have to have water to put it out. But, yeah, other than that, it doesn't really serve a purpose. So the obvious benefit of where I am is that I have lots of nice outdoor space where I can get fresh air. It's really important right now, and I can be outside with like UVC to help disinfect things, which is actually what I'm doing. Anytime I have packages come, I'll like leave them out in the sun for at least 30 minutes is what the advice is, but I actually will often leave them as long as I can before nightfall so that they don't get ravaged by beasts. But yeah, it's so important to get vitamin D and fresh air right now, and so I've got plenty of that.